105.7. My name is Beatrice Adu. The news is also live on Casmi 107.1 FM and across the world at 3news.com. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Woes of opposition NPP deepen as Kennedy Ohinia Japan withdraws from the party's thank you tour following a violent stabbing of a student supporter. Also coming up, KNUST chapter of Tertiary Education Workers Union of Ghana declares indefinite strike starting today over representation of workers on university's governing council. And much later, Adaklu District Assembly bans Fulani herdsmen from entering the Adaklu township with offensive weapons over ongoing feud between local farmers and cattle owners in the district. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Now, former Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Japan, has officially withdrawn from the New Patriotic Party's ongoing thank you tour, citing security threats to his supporters following a violent incident in Kumasi. Speaking to the media on Wednesday, April 30, Japan revealed that his decision stems from an attack involving a group of gun-wielding men during a party event held at the Pentecost Church in Bantama. A student from the Nkoma University of Science and Technology, KNUST, affiliated with Unity Hall and hired by a Japan's team, was stabbed during the chaos and is currently receiving emergency treatment at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Japan confirmed that he has formally communicated his withdrawal to both Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and the party's General Secretary. Yes, Kennedy Japan speaking earlier.
What happened yesterday, I want to pull out, or myself and my team want to pull out, because lives are threatened. I don't think I can protect my team enough. So we want out so that Dr. Baumia can do his campaign tour. I admit that he was the flag bearer. So if he's going round and for the sake of unity, he invites it and it turns out to be something different, I mean, we just have to stay away for them to do their own thing. So in brief, all I'm saying is my team is pulling out, but I still call for unity in the party. This will not scare me to leave the party.
And he had the MPP, former Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Japan, who was one time also a presidential candidate aspirant. Let's speak to political analyst Dr. Jonathan Asante-Ochoa. He joins us live on the line. Good afternoon to you, Doc. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you have asked against or advised against this thank you tour. Did you see this coming?
Certainly. Let me say, good afternoon once again, your listeners and the group. In all my analysis, even before those committees began, I said that it was going to get worse before it gets better. But unfortunately, I was asked by the Director of Communications for the MPP. Well, the chickens have come with roost, and that is a reality. The point is that I said linguistically it is unhealthy to say you are going on a thank you tour. When in actual fact you were defeated miserably. So all what you needed to do was to say you are going on a unity tour. Now that unity tour, that is the thing, should guide the kinds of things that people are saying. That being said, at this point in time, you have to understand that everybody is looking for a future position. And it is either the Tabaomia or it is either the Japan. At least those are the main two that we know. If you look at what transpired before the 2024 elections. And so definitely, there will be those behind the scenes kind of antagonism, outdoing each other, trying to outperform, the speeches that will be on the podium and all those things will be put in those kinds of categories. So this was just bound to happen. But I didn't see a situation where, Mr. Japan will want to pull out of this particular.
But I'm sure you heard him there. Although he's pulled out, he's actually also calling for unity as well. That should signal a man who is not interested in a division of the party.
Yeah, certainly. I even said that among the themes of speeches that were made, I think the first day of the country tour, he was the one who said that all those who have been wrong in the past, those who have exited, those who have been dismissed, definitely those who have been suspended and all those things, they should embrace them, send them olive branch, let them all come back into the fold of the party. That, for me, was a more mature way of trying to solve the internal problems of the party.
So what I hear you say is that you agree with the fact that he's decided to withdraw just for the safety of his supporters and also, like you said, for the unity of the party.
Of course, if at the expense of his support base, then I think that it is better he did what he did.
I've heard other people say that instead of a thank you tour, the MPP should be doing an apology tour of a sort. I know you're not necessarily for the thank you tour, but what's your thought on really how you think the party can go around to rally the support of the grassroots moving into 2028?
Well, they will probably start when they are done with the internal elections. Then, because as of now, those who are the helm of us do not really have the wherewithal control the party itself. And so until the internal elections are conducted, they wouldn't have the mandate of the people now because of the huge defeat that they suffered. It has weakened the national executive, their position. They don't really know whether they will be able to stay or they'll be voted against. And so everybody is trying it. So until those internal elections are done, for them to see who the flag bearer is, I think that that is the only time they will be able to rally the grassroots. Other than that, one of apology as part of the unity tour instead of the thank you tour, that would have been an appropriate means of, creating an atmosphere that is not divisive as we are seeing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jonathan Asantiochi, for speaking to us. And you had Dr. Jonathan Asantiochi. He is a political analyst, and there's a statement coming through from the Unity Hall Continentals, that's of the KNUST. Enyonam Haligat joins me in the studio with excerpts of that statement. Enyonam, what can you tell us from it?
So the statement released today, 30th April 2025, reads, it has come to our attention that an unfortunate incident involving the stabbing of a member of the Unity Hall Continentals occurred during the NPP's thank you tour yesterday in Kumasi. We wish to provide clarification and set the record straight regarding this matter. Continentals were invited to the event to provide morale support through performance, and we would like to emphasize that Kunti is a non-partisan group and is not affiliated with any political party or organization. Now, during the event, our members were approached by an individual identified as Maxi, who offered them a monetary token in appreciation of their performance. It's alleged that the group of unknown heavy-built men demanded the money, brainwashing and a firearm, and forcibly retrieved it from the Continentals. In the course of this altercation, one of our members was unfortunately stabbed. We categorically state that this incident has no connection to any altercation between supporters of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and those of Honorable Kennedy Ejapon, as it being falsely reported in sections of the media. Once again, Kunti remains a political and distance itself from any political affiliations or motivation. We as Continentals accept responsibility for our involvement in this situation and take responsibility and steps to address the underlying issues that contributed to this unfortunate occurrence. It was signed by Nana Kwesi Isiama, the 42nd Odikro, the Unity Traditional Council.
So that statement is clearly dismissing the claim from the camp of Kennedy Japan that it was as a result of being part of this thank you tour.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Enyinam Haliga, and hopefully we get to hear how the student who was stabbed is doing, and we'll bring you updates as and when we have it. Let's take you now to the UDS campus in Tamale, where all is set for the launch of the National Apprenticeship Program, one of the government's initiatives aimed at providing free technical and vocational training to young people, as well as equipping them with skills for self-employment. The program, which will be launched by President John Mahama later today, is under the auspices of the National Youth Authority. Christopher Mwako is my colleague in the Northern region. He's at the UDS campus right now in Tamale. He joins us live on the phone. Chris, first of all, are you able to tell us what time this program is expected to start and perhaps the atmosphere currently?
Yes, so the program is scheduled to start at 2 p.m. And so far, hundreds, if not thousands of people have converged here at the University for the Global Studies in Tamale to witness the launch of the National Apprenticeship Program. I have seen people from the Ghana Tailors Association, Ghana Dress Makers Association, Hairdressers Association, and other association leadership here who have also come to be part of the launch of this program. I have also seen a lot of the youth from other parts of the northern Ghana who have also come back here to be part of this launch. And right now, we are only waiting for the arrival of His Excellency John Mahama, who will be launching this particular program today at the auditorium.
Very busy background, I can almost tell, but tell us how people are generally reacting to this beyond what you've said.
Yes, so beyond what I've just told you, we are yet to see the organizers themselves to find out how far they have gone with the organization. But I must say that right now, with the people that have convened here, I think that it's very, very massive, as they always for the official launch of the National Apprenticeship Program. For some few people I have been engaging, especially from the Ghana Tailors Association, they believe that this intervention is going to, as it were, support them because some incentives will be given, and this will go a long way to actually support youth development in the northern part of the county.
Thank you very much, Christopher Mwako. He's our Northern Region correspondent. Some 13 minutes past the hour of 12. This is still the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. When we come back, we'll tell you more, as well as what's happening in some of the constituencies across the country. Don't go away.
Ghana. It's a new year and Bills Microcredit is here to support your dreams. If you're not working but want to start a business, don't let money stop you. With just your Ghana card, you can get a loan to turn your ideas into reality. Already running a business? Need more capital? Or are you a salary worker looking for extra funds? Bills offers fast and easy loans with no collateral, no deposit, and no SUSI savings required. Wherever you are, whatever you need, Bills makes it happen. Call Bills Microcredit today. Call 0596 920 833 or 0302 200 390 and get started. Bills is licensed and regulated by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
And you're still here on the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. Now, this afternoon, chaos erupted as Assembly members of Ayawaso West rejected the president's nominee to the position of MCE. Dr. Michael Mensah obtained 9 yes votes out of the 19 votes cast. Assembly members aligned to reject the nominee, infuriated. Well, that sparked the chaos there. Stanley Nibleu has observed the process. He joins us live on the line. Stanley, just bring us up to speed regarding what actually brought this issue. All right, we've lost Stanley on the line there. We'll reconnect to him and bring you the latest from there. let's try speak. Okay.
Accra, Ghana, Africa, and worldwide.
And some 17 minutes past the hour of 12. Let's now connect to Stanley Nibleo, who is currently at the Ayawaso West area after the MC nominee by the president was rejected. He obtained 9 years vote out of the 19, and this whole thing sparked confusion or chaos there. Stanley joins us on the line. Stanley, what can you tell us? How did the chaos start?
Okay, so Beatrice, today has been scheduled for the first three, which constitute the first batch of MMDC to have their representation of the government, the first MMDC. But as I speak, three of the municipalities were scheduled to confirm the MMDC. So the first place that we actually went was the Ayawaso West municipality, where the assembly members actually rejected outright the president's nominee. That is Dr. Michael Mensah. So what actually happened was that Dr. Michael Mensah was supposed to garner about 13% of the 19 votes cast, which represents 2/3 of the valid votes cast by the assembly members. But unfortunately, yesterday they were engaged, the MC nominee and then the regional minister, that is Linda Akweli Oklu, engaged the assembly members that partook into this exercise, and then they convinced them to actually endorse the president's nominee. But today, when they got to the voting ballot box, everything changed because they thought that the 10 members who actually voted no against the president's nominee were actually not aligning to the ideologies and the policies of the current administration, and that the choice that the president also gave to the municipality, they did not want that person. And so that's why they actually went against the president nominee by voting 10 no against the president's nominee. So what happens was that the assembly, the whole architecture of the assembly would then have to go back and then re-strategize and then reschedule for another election for confirmation. The assembly, they have about 3 times that they are supposed to vote to confirm. Now the first one has backfired, and so it's left with 2 more chances for the assembly members to vote. And if the subsequent 2 also prove to be no, which means they are not able to confirm the president nominee, the president has the responsibility the responsibility to actually change the nominee and bring in another person who probably may align with what the assembly members at the office, the assembly actually
Ayawaso West. All right.
Yes, the Ayawaso West. So before the whole process starts, the regional minister herself was here in the assembly to pretend over the exercise. According to her, when she was delivering her speech before the commencement of the whole process, she made it clear that the president has actually asked her to come and supervise the whole process so that she will be able to keep the assembly members in line. And that was the reason she was able to go and meet all the 19 assembly members who actually participated in the process. Out of the 19, 13 of the assembly members were elected, and then 6 of them were government appointees. So they expected that the government appointees will also even go ahead to endorse the the president's nominee, which is the MCE. Dr. Michael Mensah. But at the end of the voting, everything changed, and so.
We'll end it here. Thank you very much. And that was Stanley Niblewu giving us update from the Ayawaso West area. And still on MMDCEs, let's go to the northern part of the country, where the only female district chief executive nominee for the entire northern, Savannah and northeast regions, Rosina Zainab, has been confirmed by assembly members of the Nanton district of the northern region. Her confirmation not only reflects strong backing from local leadership, but also marks a major breakthrough for women's representation in local governance. Rosina Zainab Abdul Rahman secured an impressive 89% yes vote. And Nadra Mohammed is our correspondent there, joins us live on the line. Nadra, just first tell us how important her confirmation is to women in the three regions of the north.
So yes, her confirmation is very important to the women of the district and even northern region as a whole, because as you rightly indicated, she's lucky to be the only woman in the entire three northern regions to be confirmed or to be nominated and subsequently be confirmed. So yesterday, you could see a huge number of women. They came in their numbers to support her, and in the process, they were chanting. They made sure that they made mention that for her being a woman and for her being in such a position, it's a great impact on them, because she will understand the women very well, and then she will represent them. They are happy because this is an era that we are all calling for increased women in politics and other initiatives. So for a woman to stand out tall in the midst of men to get to this position, they are very happy and they welcome the news, and they just hope that she should be able to prove the men wrong. Considering where she's coming from, the district, they believe that women cannot do much compared to men. So for her to get the role, or for her to be nominated and subsequently confirmed, it's a big deal for women in the constituency and even northern region at large.
Quite interesting circumstances. The new MCA finds herself, actually DCE. But what has she been saying after, her confirmation?
So yes, after her confirmation, when she was giving her speech, she made mention that for her coming to play this role, she's not coming as the only one, and she's not doing this for only Nanton, but for the entire three northern regions, because when they are men, they should be a woman. When they are mothers and fathers, they should be a mother. So she is standing in as a mother for the entire three northern regions. And for her, developmental issue is key. The district she's coming from, they are very deprived in terms of development. So her key area should be focusing is health, education, sanitation, water, and other things that matter. And she made mention that for her, she's not doing this as an individual. She's including all stakeholders, everybody who matter in this process. She's including them.
And that was actually the voice of Rosina Zainab Abdul Rahman, the woman who secured an impressive 89 yes to be confirmed as the DCE nominee there. We do apologize for the poor quality of that sound. Earlier you heard our reporter Nadra Mohammed. Now, the Tertiary Education Workers Union of Ghana, TEU GH KNUST chapter, has announced an indefinite strike effective today, following the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission's refusal to recognize it as the majority union representing workers on the KNUST Governing Council. The group is accusing GTEC of undermining union democracy by appointing the rival TEU TUC a majority union over TEU GH, which boasts of majority members. Let's get more. Ibrahim Abubakar joins us live on the line with some details. Ibrahim, just really tell us what the union has been saying and what impact their action is going to make in terms of academic calendar at KNUST.
Well, Beatrice, we do know that since the breakout of TEU GH from TEU TUC, there has been issue as to who will represent TEU on the governing council, especially at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And because of that long-standing conflict for the past 1 year, they do not have a representative because GTEC has to step in to ensure that they finalize on who will be able to duly represent them on the council. So for Tewuti Ghana, they said because they have the larger number, and when you come to KNUST, Ghana members are 789 and TUC has membership of 123. And they believe that looking at this, because they have the large numbers, they should be allowed to elect someone to represent TEU on the governing council. And that assurance was given to them only to hear that someone has been elected from TEU to represent them on the governing council. And that has been why they decided to embark on this action. They are saying that they will not allow that to happen, and if the authorities continue or management of the university go ahead, then they are not returning. So for now, as we speak effective today, they have laid down their action. In fact, this afternoon, they even started enforcing the compliance. They were moving from office to office just to ensure that their members comply with it. With regards to the impact, fortunately, students are on vacation, so most of the students are out of campus. But then, if you look at the membership of TEU, they constitute security, they constitute cleaners, some administrative staff. So obviously it is going to impact on administrative work on campus or administrative operations, especially with the issue of security. So for now they have laid down their foot, as I've said, and they are saying until that decision to allow a TUC member to represent them on the council is reversed, they are not coming back to work.
Ibrahim Abubakar, thank you very much for painting the picture for us at the KNUST as TUGH members embark on an indefinite strike starting from today. Now, the Adaklu District Assembly has placed a ban on Fulani herdsmen from entering the Adaklu animal market and towns with machetes and other offensive weapons. This directive comes as a result of a growing feud between local farmers and cattle owners in the district. Faisal Abdul Idris joins us live on the line with some more. Faisal, first tell us how troubling this situation is.
Very troubling, Beatrice. You know, the Adaklu district is an agrarian economy. They run their entire livelihood on farming. More than 90% of locals in Adaklu are crop farmers. But for a period of time now, they have, on the other hand, a large number of Fulani herdsmen who are rearing cattle in the area. They have lived in the area for a long time and have even found ways to establish some form of relationship with the people in Adaklu. But there is also the issue of cattle entering farms, destroying farmlands, destroying crops on the farms for the locals. Quite recently, residents are raising concerns and have been asking that the Fulani men are asked to leave the area. And that is creating a lot of tension, attacks from either side. Just over the weekend, we were told that a farmer was beaten on his farm by some yet to be identified Fulani men. On the other hand, some locals were also reported to have gone to shoot some animals. And so this is troubling. What yesterday when I spoke to the DCE, he told me that since he got into office, he's been meeting one group or the other on this matter because it's an issue that threatens the security of the area. Let's listen to the district chief executive for Adaklu.
I'm sorry, Faisal, we are unable to listen to him. You're out of time, but we'll bring that to our listeners in our subsequent bulletins. And you just had the Faisal Abdul Idrisu, he's our Volta regional correspondent. Log on to streetnews.com for more news. My name is Beatrice Adu. Have a good afternoon.
Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome to Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7 with me, Michael Obodu. Coming up, Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Atu forcing charges new GRA board to tackle smuggling head-on without fear or favor.
I urge you, the new governing board, to tackle smuggling decisively and wage a war against smuggling into the country.
Also, GRA's inaction on Nigeria-based oil firm Oranto debt sparks renewed criticisms from industry watchers.
And if you look at the time between when Oranto ran away with our money and now, it would have accrued so much interest and penalties that it makes sense, economic sense, to pursue it.
Details of these and many other stories coming up shortly. Please don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for your time. Straight into our top story. Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Atu Forcing has tasked the newly inaugurated Ghana Revenue Authority GRA Board of Directors to confront smuggling head-on. The minister, during the inauguration of the newly appointed board of GRA, emphasized that smuggling poses economic and national security threats requiring decisive action. The board, headed by Honorable Ricketts Hagen, MP for Cape Coast South, has been appointed by President John Dramani Mahama to lead the GRA.
Smuggling poses a significant threat to our tax administration, local industries, and economic sovereignty. It depletes tax revenue, undermines local industries, and exports jobs that should remain in Ghana. This economic injustice and national security threat must be addressed decisively through stronger enforcement, enhanced intelligence, and close collaboration with other agencies. I urge you, the new governing board, to tackle smuggling decisively and wage a war against smuggling into the country. And this should be done immediately, as soon as now that you have a full complement of the management of the GRA. Please go out there and tackle smuggling decisively without fear or favor.
Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority GRA is prioritizing automation and digitalization to boost domestic revenue collection. Commissioner General Anthony Kwesi Sarpong, in an interview with 3 Business, highlighted the importance of leveraging technology to stay abreast with taxpayers and enhance efficiency in tax collection. This strategic move aims to modernize the authority's operations and improve revenue mobilization.
Yes, change, as we all know, is what they say is the only constant in life. And the world all over is going automation and digitization. So again, as GRA, we have set ourselves to ensure that we are not left behind as far as automation and digital is concerned. So from that perspective, we are continuing on the journey to improve automation and digitization of our core systems and our processes, and at the same time also introducing digital learnings for our people so that once their skills are enhanced, they will continue to remain relevant in today's world. They'll be able to engage at par with taxpayers and be able to do their work effectively. And when we do that, again, it will contribute towards attaining the targets we've set for ourselves.
That was Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi Sarpong, speaking there. Meanwhile, co-chair of the Ghana Extractive Transparency Initiative, Dr. Steve Mantea, has expressed disappointment with the Ghana Revenue Authority's inability to recover over $3 million owed by Oranto Energy, a Nigerian-based oil company. The debt includes an outstanding $67,000 surface rental invoice dating back to 2013 February. Dr. Mantea emphasized that international laws and networks can be leveraged to retrieve the debt, urging the GRA to take action.
The law provides for penalties, and interest on monies that are owed by companies. And if you look at the time between when Oranto ran away with our money and now, it would have accrued so much interest and penalties that it makes sense, economic sense, to pursue it. So I think we need to use our international networks. For instance, GRA is a member of the African tax authorities. So why can't you work with the tax authority in other places where Oranto, for instance, is working so that they assist you to collect the monies that are owed to you? We haven't made enough effort, and I think that is a major worry to me and other stakeholders.
Dr. Steve Mantea further questions the Ghana Revenue Authority GRA's claim that Oranto Energy cannot be found, noting that the company is still operational in Sudan and Nigeria. The GRA has said all efforts since 2013 to recover the debt has been unsuccessful.
GRA says, look, they can't find Oranto. But I can tell you, Oranto is in Sudan, Oranto is in Nigeria, it's a Nigerian-based company, of course, and other places in Africa doing business. So when they tell me they cannot find Oranto, I find it difficult to accept. Then they came back at some point with the justification that the cost of chasing that surface rental is likely to be more than the amount involved itself. And in tax, there's a basic principle that you don't spend more than the amount you are collecting to collect that amount in arrears, whatever.
You heard the Dr. Steve Mantea speaking. Now, away from that, the Executive Director of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, Duncan Amma, has announced an impending reduction in fuel prices effective Thursday, May 1, 2025. He attributes the drop to favorable international market trends and relative stability of the Ghanaian cedi. Duncan Amma, however, cautions against immediate adjustments in transport fares.
The next pricing window starts in the next 2 days or 48 hours. Petrol, we are expecting, would go down by some 2.4%. Diesel, 2.7% decline. LPG could do about 5% decline based on the numbers we have and have seen industry-wide. So that means that you are likely to see some reductions further on current pump prices because international markets variables have gone down. The cedi has also performed quite well within the period. So, give or take, you should see pump prices decline marginally effective Thursday, Friday morning. That has led to calls by a section of Ghanaians for reduction in transport fares. We think that we should hasten slowly. Fuel prices as we speak, although have gone down, are still above the 14 Ghana threshold. If we force the transport operators to go down on their fares, we are simply telling them to go up again if tomorrow you wake up and the fuel price has gone up again.
And that was Duncan Amma. He's the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, bringing an end to Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7. For more business stories, please visit our website. It's 3news.com/business. I am Michael Obudu. Thank you for listening. As always, please stay safe. Up next is Urban Blend with Black Rasta. Do stay tuned.